So welcome back to, so today we are discussing about the second chakras. Second chakras is sacral. So sacrum, and reside sort of like navel, and so sort of like under navel, but it's sort of a navel as well. Like I'm just feeling mine. So that is like a womb space, uterus area. But it can be interconnected with relationship with the other organs as well. So that is where we are going to focus today, and harmonizing the second energy center. And before we go into the harmonizing, and sacral chakra reside a lot. Is like emotional body, pain body, and also that these it's just human, how do I say, like a human emotion or human experience or human life that is a lot reside in this sacral chakra. It's like an imprint. But for me to feel into now is like a Akasha record imprint. Like whether we see it in the void is also that part of it. Whether we journey going to one space, we can journey and interconnected or in like metaphoric to external world. So I think that I'm just gonna kick off with that, a brief of how I feel into the sacral, and also this sexuality space, reproductive space is like a system in there too. Yeah, water. So womb reside water. So there's a lot of things to like a lot of things to share here, I'm sure. And we will take like half an hour to share, and then half an hour we're gonna go into our meditations. And I'm just open feel of what sacral energies or sacral chakras or any of these energies that you wanted to share or experience. So I'm just open that space for you, for all of us. So last year I have the whole healing of the root and chakras, like very deeply, literally the whole 12 months. And that open up, it's sort of like that part is also open up, connect to the throat. So I will share about these, like the second chakras and the fifth chakras is interconnected. So healing the womb, healing these womb center and wounding or trauma that is reside in my second, like my sacral, my voice, my throat is sort of healing, is like concurrently connectivity there and interconnected with the heart. So the fifth chakra is at the throat center, we call it the throat center, is that masculine because we outspoken, courageously outspoken. So have this energy of masculinity. So the second chakra have this sacral is feminine. So when we heal the feminine, this opened, and that is that we get our power back. Of course, that will tie into the third one. This one is interconnected. But second and the fifth is literally like polarity. So that is what is my finding, and also that into this body work. So we always feel like, you know, the first thing when we do business, we have fear of speaking up, a fear of like going to the social media, right? Then we decide that where is all of this fear coming into? And that is result in our body. So when we clear those part of it, and most of the time it's more to the womb space, the sacral, the root and the sacral, and that kind of do a lot of deep healing. This one, we just open itself. And because the truer self coming out, shine the light. So that is a very powerful. Sacral is very powerful. I mean, all the chakra is all very powerful, all the energy center, but sacral, it is like a spaceship. It's like the whole center. It is still unlimited exploration. Layers up here. And it's very nourishing and rejuvenate, and always self-care and self-love that reside in this area. So I just wanted to share my part of this. And of course, this is a balancing conversation. And now that if anyone wanted to jump in and share of their experience of the healing or any of these asking question, discussion, this is the space for it. So yeah. So is anyone wanted to jump in after me?
Lilian, maybe you could elaborate a little bit more about your healing journey, which you were doing in this sphere for the last 12 months, you mentioned. That would be interesting for those who listen.
Okay, where do I start? Okay, let me go into this quantum light speed. I can see my agenda have this bullet point tick, 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 coming out. So how do I start? I honestly cannot remember how all of this started. Okay, I will share into my own body experience. And this is very raw in a way that is very real. So when it was learning into a lot of, when up to the sacral, obviously it's not like, oh, I'm doing sacral wounding, like wound wounding. What is it? Show me. It's actually not like this. It's all connected, but the most profound experience is I was avoiding a lot of things in my life, my healing life. So avoidance. And also waiting to happen. It's just like, oh, I'm in a peace. It's fine. But somehow it is not really in a peace. But feeling in a peace, it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. I avoid that. And it's not only my issues, but I'm not proactive. It's literally reactive to that. So in this space, it's a little dragging. So the energy of dragging is a lot. So onto a stage that I was falling down from October last year, no, November, October, September last year. So my knee actually opened up. And I had to go to another, because the conference of work conference on another state, I had to travel by using Uber from hotel, which we were having a team building. And I was organizing the event to set up just right before the start. So just in the middle, I went to the toilet. I had a fall. So I went to the toilet. I just want to check my knee. And it was, when I checked, because I was wearing very tight pants. So even though I was touching my knee and I flicked my hand, it was bleeding. And I asked the hotel managers to send me to the emergency. But because I'm not on that state, so every single state have their own government, right? So if I'm not in that state and I'm not holding this Medicare in that state, I'm still in Australia, by the way. So in that state, and I had to pay nearly $1,000 just to get an ambulance out. So they said that, do you want to go, they sent me to Uber and then to go to the emergency, which is nice. They pay all of this and to the end. So all my accommodation, all my food, they like hotel pay. And while that happening to me, I had this aha moment, means that I had this really deep aha moment as when spiritual work, like healing spiritual wounding or spiritual work, like soul work, is such a deep and profound of the inner work, it journeys very fast. But this human body is still sitting there, not moving. because I was literally enjoying the healing, deep healing of spiritual. And I thought that I'm doing really well, and I did really well. But the body not moving, still in these four walls, and a lot of things like relationship, financial, sexuality, sex life, is all like in this room, not moving. And I told myself that I have no problem. But when the knee crack opened, and I was like, I have a deep, profound awareness that I have to bring my human body with the soul, because I literally create this separation with the human and the soul. So since then, I woke up like awakened and said, okay, I'm gonna do right now. And a lot of things have been awakened that I have not really done in the human life. So I immediately, I was actually still waiting, contemplating. So things happening in front of me. So Lawrence, which is my ex-husband now, and he was also flying a lot to do this project work. And then one night he came to me. And I was mopping the floor, and he was asking me, what do you actually want? Obviously, this is like, a lot of things in between, and he said, what do you actually want? He said that I can't live, he said that he can't live with this life anymore. And I was like, what are you talking about? But I heard a voice said that, Lillian, this is time to speak up. So I was still kneeling on the floor, mopping the floor. I look up to him, right? He was standing in front of me, and I was like, I want to separate. And then I continued to mop the floor like nothing happened. Again, this is avoidance because I'm scared. Like, I don't know how to deal with all of these. But in the way of the scare, of the fear, my core is very solid. I feel not like so good, but I feel very confident that something is already done in a way that's supported. And that fear become very small. So that is how, when I decided of that one word I want, and I decide, everything literally be open. So what's that really mean? So prior to that, my body sent me a message. I also ignore. So all of these I learned. It's just like when we have intercourse together with him, or me and him, I literally have zero feeling. And I thought that I was broken. I did so much healing work on my wound space, maybe work heal until broken. And I was literally wanted to book a doctor appointment to check. And why I have no feeling. So my body literally, it's just like the last breath. So when I had that, I fall into a very spiral. I have a deep healing on my own wound and clearing out all the stagnant energy. And that's how I become very clear and focused of, I now have to speak up. And my body cannot have any, like now, my body just literally cannot have a low energy anymore. They will not come near to me. This is stuff from beginning of this year. I just not in that space anymore. But I received even like a higher attack that I could feel into, and that bring into a lot of like feeling of each countries have war, my body could feel it. So if you remember that I was called to go into Koiga when, the war coming up, and I was like, I have this feeling on my whole body was literally shaking, and I did a healing, and I opened up the Facebook healing as well. And I think a couple of you guys attend, and it was profound because I had no idea what I was called to do. So my experience of healing the sacral it will get you to heal the whole planetary and also country-wise and also galactic-wise. It will just show you. And your body will feel intensive of the breaking down. And that is why that I have not shared a lot in the group, because when I share this unseen, it will open individual of your body. If you are not ready, you will go in spiral. Because when I produce this workshop or anything, the field is open. We are connected coherently. Sometimes you could feel this energy oh so low and so high in a certain different frequency, because we all in this close up. We'll feel into each other. So yeah. And including the code as well, the writing. Yeah. So that is part of the GOTC work. So from this cycle, coming to a little past life journey, right? 12 months working with Jen one-on-one is a lot. One, like every fortnight or every week I have one. And I literally, my intention was to calling my soul fractal back. That is all. I wanted to hold, I wanted to feel everything. The healing of my soul. So human and soul merged together, because I asked my soul, I said, slow down. I said, I can't do this. I was literally feeling that my physical body was dragging along with the soul, and soul flying, doing so great, but human not ready. So from the wound work, sexuality coming in, I reflect back with my cervical trauma that I had on my third pregnancy. I had a cervical awakening. I only aware that when I going into a deeper journey of the sexuality. So each individual of these organs being filled into, it showed me what need to clear. It would just show me one by one. I have no idea what is coming along. And that is concurrently healing with the past life as now. It's very, very, like, it's very heavy. It's a lot of tears work. And yeah, just one by one organ. And that is how I could feel into each individual organ in my body now. Like if anything that I feel, I would just clear individual organ. And I also can see yeah. I also can see them, how they function. And all of you can do that too. You zoom in the meaning you walk around your ribs. That's how I always walk. I love to be behind the ribs and then checking what's happening here. So just like a cartoon. So it's like, I mean, for me, quite a joyful moment to learn that way. I learned everything in more like, joyful way, and a lot of cartoon popping up as well. And yeah, so after 12 months of this healing, I decided to literally to sign the paper, like pronounced as a divorce or separation. But I also learned a lot about the relationship, that divorce, the word, is a separation, because as we all know that energy, the cord is never been said, it cannot be separated. So instead of divorce, we said our relationship shifted, because I evolve. If the other person is not evolving, then I can't be, we're literally just not on the same path anymore. And there's a lot of separation between both of us. And educate the kids is another thing. So obviously I'm not going into that, there's a lot. But yeah, so there's that separate parenting. Like even though it's a co-parenting, we're still feeling this different. So someone is not receiving, it just wavelength is different. So yeah, I constantly doing this harmonizing in within the womb space. A lot of things that working through harmonizing on my own body, because the other part is not receiving. And sometimes I also become reacting, like not responding. I was reacting because couple of like probably about 2 weeks now, things reopen again, and I become reacted. And I forgot, like Jen said that you forgot. I was like, what did I forget? He said, you forgot to work through yourself again. You're like, you. I mean, not that you, but so why he's doing this again? Why he's like this again? He. Like, as well that is play along, not only him, but also my kids. So that is also there. And it's just like, I'm done the work. That in. So this is like pointing at the people. So I, again, bring all back to myself and I work again. And just constant healing. So coming back to this topic of sacral is literally emotional relationship experimenting in this human life. And how do we actually hold ourselves in our body, our home also our sacral, the heart as well. But today we focus on sacral. How do we carry ourselves in the most safest way in our body? And in the middle of this, I figure out of Tantra. So Tantra have healed a lot of the body work, the energies of the feminine and the masculinity. And we into not, I mean, I have to say that the Tantra work that I said it as a Tantra because I don't have the name. And when I landed this work, is a lot of nature elements coming to and play with me, play inside the energy in my lower chakras. The energy of erotic, energy of bliss, energy of pleasure, energy of whatever that you can feel into when you do this sexual energy. It's just everything just really beautiful. And I can just close my eyes and the erotic feeling, it would just come out itself. So it was just intensive of this, intensive and beautiful feeling of, I don't want to say master, but when we clear, this is how the body, especially our sexual center, which is our sacral center, that is normal energy. That is the original state. So if there's a lot of energy in there, that's also feeling stuck. So we also need to look at that. Dormant, also looking at that. So today, this session is going to be very rich. So I'm just going to stop here. So this is just my human level of my healing and a lot of self-pleasure. The last 12 months, every single night, I touch myself. I feel myself. Is very nurturing to this body. I never, like, I'm like what, more than 40 years old, right? Like in this 40 years old, never touch my own body in the such pleasure way. I tried tools. I don't have a lot of tools, maybe just 3, but my body doesn't respond to the tools. My body only respond, I mean, yoni is definitely my first one. So recently I'm re-looking at this universe, the universe in our Telegram. I will wanted to revamp the Telegram next year, but I will just have this popping in. So only this yoni egg is starting the whole healing journey. So I have to thank Xenia that brought me, it's like a midwife, that brought me like a lot of time to this journey, because I was like, okay, need a rest, because at the same time the healing comes and Xenia, I have to stop. I can't do day 1 day 2 day 2 day 4 day 5, like like a normal. I said reset. So reset 2 or 3 times, but it's very, very deep healing. And until the end, like even the first to second, right, second days, I started to journey my own, and what she does is eating popcorn. It's a lot of like funny stories about my yoni healing, so it's a lot. But it's very funny and very joyful. So it's just like healing yoni with pleasure, which is what I think my offering before. So yeah, so that is my in a very brief summary, I guess. Yeah, and I have to say that healing sacral is the best healing, and I always love to stay in that healing because it's obviously never finished. But again, whenever we come out from that healing, you could feel this expansion, higher frequency, expansion, the light's brighter, you feel more radiant, and everything, your skin become better, and everything, it just become better. It's just like the magnetism for women, especially, is effortless. It's literally effortless because you know that your healing, the feeling of this healing is very powerful and bring back the sovereignty. I think. Thank you so much for the question, Victoria.
Holding you tight, it's not an easy journey.
So who would like to share next? I mean, you don't have to share because sometimes sacral is just very sensitive as well. But I know that when you're here, you also wanted to share and receive. So yeah.
I just like to thank you. First, Victoria, for asking this great question. And then Lillian, really to share. Was really very deep what you said. And yeah, and I received it on that level. And so I'm very grateful for you that you shared it. And yeah, so it brings me to question my relationship with myself again. And this is always good, you know, to think, okay, where do I see some parallels here, and how do I maybe deal with the second chakra in a different way? Yeah, so that was really good, and I'm going to listen to it again, I think, because I really loved it. For me, yeah, I think it's the one that I don't say struggle with, but I think I still need to work most. Yeah, can I say, for me, what I do is for it to get this energy which is in there to flow more, is, you know, I go swimming. I love water. I drink a lot of water, but but you know, whenever I'm in water, it can be like just pool water, but it's still being in this movement, in this water and moving. It's kind of so refreshing and taking everything out. So that helps me a lot. And yeah, and I love orange. So that's my kind of favorite color, is that. And and I also love to wear orange, and I love to eat oranges, and I love, like, when things have got an orange color. I love it, you know, so I bring some orange stuff into my home. And yeah, this is what I love. And uh, in the yoga, we've got like some poses for the second chakra, which I don't like, which I don't do because they're so strenuous for me. real pain, and so I avoid them. But I find others that work for me, and so I do my frogs every morning, and yeah, and that brings the stuff into movement. I think I don't like the ones so much that bring pressure to the area, so I avoid them. But I love movements that allow the flow. That, you know, like some rotating, dancing, stuff like that. Everything that brings it into flow. This is what I love. Yeah, I think this is my way. Yeah. And I can relate to this, having issues with the touching self and self pleasuring part, you know. I see that for myself as well. And yeah, so that's great that you mentioned it. Thank you very much.
Andrea, can you remember that when we first met, we journeyed the same program together?
Yes,
And
for a reason.
yeah, which is like that's I was told like in the program you have to prepare your wand and then your yoni egg. I asked what kind of egg is that? Where can I get that egg? Like I literally think that is a real egg. I don't know what is yoni egg. And also with the wand, I was like, I bought it. I said, I'm not gonna put this thing inside me, and I put away until now. So it have not opened
Yeah.
until now. So yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't really use it that much. So yeah,
no.
because
Yeah.
like
I don't like things which are so, I don't know, so hard.
And
Somehow
cold.
there's a resistance. There's a resistance against that in me as well. Yeah, I understand you totally.
You know, I'm gonna send you the dragon peach coat to you.
Yeah, thank you. Taking it.
Oh yeah, you also have that peach coat, right? I remember we did it similar. You also have peach coat. Victoria.
What is a pitch code? I don't know. I'm just taking everything that you sent to me because I know it's great.
To activate your peach.
Okay. Now I understand. Because I was thinking of pitch and was thinking, oh, okay, interesting. But it's
I
peach.
tell you, when
Okay.
I have that card, when I draw, I said, I don't know why the dragon on the head got a peach. And then later, I said, the peach represents that. I said, what? And I have no idea. The peach represents the sexual center. I had no idea. I was like, oh my God. I was, of course, been active in my, in my own code. Normally, that's how it works. So I said, I'm going to send you dragon peach. Yeah.
I love peaches, by the way. Not just oranges.
Orange. I was like, where's the peach? Only oranges? Oranges are these. So it's the same. They all have these, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Thank
you. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And who is next?
Let me go. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really important and beautiful. And I know it was not easy, but at the same time, it's very profound journey. And if we think about it like trauma, like I'm working with trauma, somatic trauma release, most of the trauma is in sacred, whether it is physical, emotional, or creative, or whatever, it is in sacred. And that is the place of manipulation and control. That's the place where many entities reside in a way and try to adjust themselves to whoever is willing to share their energy. And that's the place where we all have to do a lot of healing and a lot of work. And for me, that was the place where I entered the healing portal back in 2015. And most of my work is devoted to that as well. So like, yes, money and abundance, families harmonization, everything like emotion, like physical healing, working with kids, those are very important topic. But sacred union, relationship, emotions are much more important, because that's something that all of us kind of dream and hope about, and also experience trauma in. And whether we have, whether we had, whether we will have, we still need to learn to reset the template, which was dysfunctional, and to understand the self. And for me, it's been the work of all these years, because it's always like one layer, one layer, one layer, but you can only go as deep as one layer at a time. And even though you might, through your spiritual ego, think I have done all the work, it's still not even close to done. And it's still like so much. And for me, like harmonization in terms of relationship and attitude has been a topic for the recent months, specifically because I've been doing preparing couples harmonization offerings and programs and things. And in the beginning, when the couples speak about like, okay, we want to harmonize, that's just the surface level. Okay, what exactly do we want to harmonize? But when you go deeper, there is all this like resentment, judgment, trauma, and lack of knowing the self, and abandonment of the self, and all these like layers of like unresolved and hidden numbness, which we pretend does not exist, and which we try to numb with all sorts of coping mechanisms, like, oh no, it's not painful anymore, it's not there, I don't feel anything, it's okay for me. Well, but actually it's like so deep and so there. And when we look, like what we forget about is when we start unlocking that, okay, people come and women come to sessions and say, I want to be more sexual. Okay, yeah, you can be, but you forget that you also have to face all sorts of purging, all sorts of like things which will emotional, suppressed, you know, and all this like stuff which was stuck in the system, which will go to the surface level. And if you don't know how to hold yourself sacred, you will just be all over the place. And learning the tools to regulate the self, to come back to the wholeness, to nurture the self, to listen to the self also is very important, because the mind is so busy trying to, you know, explain why not, why you shouldn't do this, why you shouldn't do that, why that is too cold or too soft, too hard, whatever that is. But also the body will never lie. If you have the numbness, or if it is tension is in here or in there, it's just there. You cannot pretend it doesn't exist. You have to learn to like listen and to understand, okay, well, there is something I have to do. I have to learn how to listen. And for me, like shifting the template for sacred sexuality was a big mission of my work. That's why I do all my writing. That's why I share about all this, like the all my workshop and stuff around that, is because I want people to understand that trauma bonding, like when we come together just to trigger each other and just facilitate the healing, is not so necessary. We can actually address the trauma and learn that we can hold each other, and we don't need to go into so traumatic experiences unknowingly, unconsciously, because we can be conscious in those experiences. And the reason we are doing that is actually we want our children to live in a different reality. We want our children to understand what is happening with their body, with their emotions, with their thoughts and feelings, with their, you know, situations and expressions. And it's just like so much, so many layers of like manipulation from the media, from the system, from the projections of the society and religious and all these kind of things, that sometimes for me it feels like I'm helpless. I don't know what else I can do. I don't know, like, you know, but then you shake it all off and you're like, okay, well, all I can do is just one step at a time. I can just keep going, keep learning about myself, keep understanding, okay, this is a resentment. All right, what can I do to transmute it? Or what can I do to release, or to actually communicate properly, so that we're not just waiting to say, but we are actually learning to deep listening and all this. And it's a journey, and it's not just like instantly you're there, okay, now you know. No, it's just so difficult sometimes, and especially learning about the hormonal changes for women, the emotional changes, the mood swings, so to speak, the overeating, the coping mechanisms we have, noticing them in the journey, not in the theory. It's profound. It's very special. And I hope that more and more people will know about it, because it's so needed for the growth as a whole. And it's all about coming back to the heart, coming back to releasing the chains, and opening up those numb chambers and seeing what else is there, and coming back to the inner healing as well, where you shamed, where you judged what was there. And it's just like very uncomfortable to do, but at the same time, if we don't do it, there is no point. I mean, you can't be just up. You have to address this. This is the profound life force resides in here. This is where the healing energy is. This is what we heal. This is how we communicate. This is how we live. And if there is no energy in there, we can't live. We are just, that's it. So yeah, I'm hoping that more and more people can understand the true, proper sexuality template for what it truly is, and to learn about themselves more, and to see about, like, beyond the projections, beyond the trauma, beyond what is surface level. This is very important. And I have a task for Paige. Tiny task. Paige, can you listen up to me for a second? Can you show up for a second? Paige, my dragon, can she hear? Yeah. Paige, my red dragon wants you to draw him. Can you please draw him, my red dragon, and then show me? Thank you.
Oh, I'm just looking down the floor, she's already finished coloring the red egg, like probably the dragon egg. A dragon is inside the egg. There you go. You want to draw a dragon? How's the dragon look like? Can you see inside the egg? Yeah. You? Do you want to go and draw it and show me? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. That's her exercise.
Paige, he's also saying his name. I don't know his name, the red dragon, that because that's your dragon. He's still the baby. I don't know. Maybe you will listen. No, the grass is the green, but this reddish one, it's tiny yet, very small. And I don't know his.
Milky.
Red is milky? I'm not sure. Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna ask her again tonight. All right. So next person to share, I think, is Carl. Would you like to share?
Thank you all for your amazing, deep, beautiful sharing. I'm still integrating it all. Slightly triggered, but it's good. It's just, yeah, like a lot of stuff coming to the surface. I think it was definitely surrounding my teen years for sure. Of like trying to fit in, because I think I suppressed a lot, and I think I not being like having physical like intimacy like ever physically, I think I would just put all that energy into my artwork and my creativity, and just would process it through that way. Yeah, just, and I think I just love that feeling of creating. And yeah, I think so. It helped me get through a lot. But now I'm at a point now where it's just like, okay, it's like getting older. And then now I'm like, I could see that I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just like, oh boy, like this is like, yeah, like the other day I was so triggered with myself and just like self-image and everything. And I'm like, oh my God. So just like riding the waves and just feeling everything, processing it, not dwelling on anything. But yeah, I can just definitely feel like everything coming to just like that mountain, like the peak, right? Um, so yeah, I think I still find myself creating and drawing a lot. I mean, I literally at work today, it was hilarious because of the connect today. It was like creativity was like I could hear like the energy of creativity again because I kind of took a break for a couple weeks. And now because I have 2 jobs, so now it's just trying to adjust to that. And today I was just like, yeah, creativity's calling. Like I could hear that in my mind is like, creativity's calling again. And I'm just like, okay, okay. So I just like, I knew that there's new energy moving through. And I think it's welcoming it, embracing it. But yeah, there's a lot of creating energy right now. Like inwards, outwards, around me, physically, mentally, emotionally. Like it's all there, so it's slightly overwhelming, but I'm trying to find the balance of like work, rest, and play. So I think that's my greatest frustration right now. Of trying to just like smooth everything, just to let things flow. So I mean, I'm proud of myself today because I was like exhausted partway through the day, and then all of a sudden, when I was getting home, closer to home, I was like, I could feel things shifting faster, like clearing faster, and it was like becoming second nature, and I'm like, okay, okay. So I would do like my light language throughout the day and everything, and then when I got home, I just like all of a sudden had all this energy, and I was like, okay, just do this, this, and this, and this, and this. So I'm like, that's like a form of creativity too. So yeah, just knowing that creativity for me, it's shifting into just more than just my artwork. So yeah, so it's like getting to know myself again. And yeah, like when I was a teenager, I was I was always like um so focused on like, oh, like preparing for the future, right? Like, oh, when I meet someone and like making sure that like I can get through it and everything. So I went into this whole tantra. I taught myself like tantra and with yoga, breathing and everything. So I was like, so that was like very amazing because it really connected me to deeper creativity and energy. And I'm just like, oh, I love this. So yeah, it would be kind of my de-stressing time of like really getting to know myself of like how the energy feels within and how I can incorporate that to like artwork. So I mean that was a huge portion of my life. I think that really got me through a lot of like the grief and trauma, honestly. Like it was like kind of like a healing elixir, healing balm for me. And I mean I really didn't have anyone to really even share that experience with. So I was just like do it on my own. But it was like so fulfilling. And yeah, so I think just reflecting on that now. And then now it's like working more in like a holistic wellness. Well, I mean at the crystal shop and now with essential oils again. And then now blending it with my paint nights and then meditations and singing bowl events and everything. Like it's all interweaving. So yeah, it's really cool. So I'm really feeling like I'm stepping into like a whole new me and just like, yeah, just letting the old like letting myself oh, what's the word? I always forget this word. We say it a lot in the GOTC. I always stumble on this word. Um, um, it starts with a D. Oh, deconstruct. Yeah, so just allowing myself to deconstruct. So yeah, but it's funny because I lit a candle today, and it's funny. There's like a little bit of orange here on my desk, and I'm like, okay, okay. It's like, yeah, it's funny how it's just all aligned today. I mean, I feel like when I see orange, it's like warming, soothing. I think of like cinnamon and just like that warmth. Yeah, we have a blend at work called Tantra, and I've been using it the last couple of days when I'm at work, and I just smelling the orange and the cinnamon and the spices. I'm just like, oh, I love that feeling. It just puts me into that like that zen. So it's like definitely aligned. I love it. Yeah, I'm excited of what the days will bring through this like new shift. Because yeah, today was kind of a struggle, a lot, but I got through it. So just using my tools. But yeah, definitely at a like a new gateway, that's for sure. And I think, and with your amazing ladies tonight, it just like holding that space too, like just like it's like another initiation for me. So I'm just excited. Don't know at all like what's coming through yet, but I can feel it and sense it. So yeah, it's cool. And thank you all for your sharings and your experiences. It's very, very like humbling and seen from like a woman's perspective too, and everything that like a woman goes through and how can support like the women as well. So yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. So honor you all. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for everybody share and taking out the time to share our own journey. I always find that is very profound. Is either gifting or receiving, and also that I like to tap into what Andrea was talking about, the water. So the womb space is water. So obviously our body in-house a lot of water, 70 to 80% of the water. So when inside us, including the man, right, where your area is like is water there, holding it, and external, I want you to feel into the ocean. Ocean water, where is in our body, it is at the womb space. So whenever we journey, say that, oh, this is the water being distorted, water being trauma, need to heal, need to clear, we clear our womb. That's equivalent clearing the ocean. So yeah, it's the same thing. So I'm going to bring you to a meditation that I did back in. It's gonna give is as part of the gift to you today. I was like, oh, maybe I can share this one. See that whether you guys wanted to receive it. So last year, I had this program, I think it's 4 weeks, I think, or 5 weeks of this remembrance of Lemuria. So I'm not sure how much you guys know about Lemuria. For me, it's a very dear, it's the dearest one in my heart. So it's a lot about the water element, right? So from there, it's like water element, also matriarchy, and also a lot of femininity and also masculinity. But it's all about water. And I have received when the whole program created in a very magical way. Before the whole program opened, I actually went to I went traveling, a trip, just local trip, couple of hours drive, and I'm receiving a lot of these initiations and opening ceremony of these program. And inside is collaborate with the programs collaborate with Kyle. So he did one of the one of the set module, and it's very beautiful. And somehow it's so funny. I was actually switched around the module, like I think that mine's supposed to be number 4, and Kyle's module, like journey, like sort of like visualization journey, and supposed to be the last one. But on that time, when we journeyed the 3rd one finished, I was like, Kyle, I think that we are feeling to switch around. So we did switch around. And then I see something in the journey, and I created this meditation of it. And I was still listening to it. And I shared that with Jen, and the people who journeyed Lemuria received the healing. And this healing is quantum healing, and is very gentle. It's not like, oh, it's going to be a very deep healing. For me, everything healing, quantum healing, is very subtle.
Jen, you muted. Oh, Jen, Lillian, you muted.
So the inner body healing, I cannot say that it's easy, but when we can move out, but the hardest part is to accept it or look at it, just like facing it to look at it. That is the hard part. So when we go inside to really look at it, and then you transmute from there, and then the ease part, like ease means that coming a little bit lighter, that ease part is literally flowing very fast. So you perhaps could feel that feeling in this meditation. So everybody receive very different. So before I go into meditation, I need to share with you the image, because some of you is very like to read, like to look at it, like more visualize. Let me share the screen. So it's called a water plasma healing. Is here. Okay. So this code was drawn, I can't remember when. And initially I did not know what it is. So most of the code that I draw, it just come and I just anchor it. I could receive it just like that. And then after a few months, I found out that this code is actually a plasma code, like a lightning and plasma and water. And I have the most profound, because when I share this to Naya have, I don't know, the left shoulder or the right shoulder. She was injured by using, I don't know, she had a fall or violin. So she actually had physio. And when I said that, oh, Naya, have a look at this. Sometime like last year, I share a lot of code and we like study. And she said, this look like my x-ray. I was like, what do you mean your x-ray? So she showed me her x-ray, and we put it on top. So my code and an x-ray, just put it on top on one in Canva. I was like, holy cow, it's exactly the same. It's literally as it can. I definitely can find it. I hope that she can find the image, because I changed my phone, I changed my Telegram number. So a lot of things have been lost. It's okay, it's all in the mainframe. But I know that it's exactly, I said, oh my God, what is actually I draw? So later on along the journey, I found out that this is the lightning water plasma that is actually healing in the body. And I actually use this method. I use this just consciously and intuitively. My knee, my knee open mouth. I call it open mouth. So I use this method to actually heal my own knee. So all the while, my knee have no pain at all. When I say no pain, even as open mouth, 5 stitches on my wounding, not a single pain. So that is what I wanted to share with you in terms of the visualize. So whatever that you receive, I am very interested to know and very curious. And this is how water plasma looking in our body. And this one here, water H2O, plasma based on hydrogen, generate seawater. It's like an electrical conductor. We put all together. So this one on the furthest right here, you can see my cursor, is a fascia. And this fascia is underneath our skin. And it's like a liquid water, like sticky liquid, like a honey sticky, but it's liquid for like very slowly when you, but there's still moving, there's still water. So this is like, there's some similarity here, means they are moving, they are in our body. So that is the visualization part of when the meditation inside you say that, oh, you say, oh, how is it supposed to look? So I don't want you to stuck in your brain too much analysis of what is Lillian trying to say, what is this supposed to feel, what is this supposed to look like. This is literally to receiving mode of a meditation, because when we do meditation, a lot of the time we're using the head. And that is like masculine doing meditation. So now, how do we receiving meditation? Sit back and receiving, so breathing in. So when we're our mind doing meditation, it's just like a lot to think about. And whenever we think, the next thing is already coming. So I don't want you to have that block, because when we think what is that, the next thing you will not receiving. So yeah. So I just wanted to try. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play the whole video. It's on the YouTube. It's private. So just get yourself settled, and then I'm gonna play. Whether you sit up or lay down, it's all up to you. So also that just adjust your sound. This recording is not a perfect recording, but my sound is very clear. And that is how that I just did not record the second time, because I was feeling into the energy of healing. So I was just recording. I did this recording when I was at work in the meeting room, and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and people still arriving early. So what to do? So yeah. So this is a 29 minutes. It's quite a long one, but yes. This is a miracle healing from the water plasma, and that is superconductor of consciousness. From the last journey with Kyle, as a veil into the water consciousness has been activated. From everything has water in it. From our body, our brain, and everything. Water is really the conductor of soul and spirits. Water in our body is the conductor, like electricity, move through our body. So really, it is the electric consciousness that is moving through our body and being conducted through our body and in our body. No wonder why the society are so hydrated as all the toxins attacking the water. And when the water awakened and spilled this toxic chemical and plastic direct attached of the water consciousness, feel into if the water can awaken in this planet. And every human being, animals, animal living will awaken. Water elements give birth to all human experience. Every breath that we are inhaling and exhaling, the water is entering and leaving our body. And so if water has conscious, water is connecting all of the life in the earth. And water is also connecting like a bridge to our soul experience. It is amazing to feel all over our inner body that water is a key player to our body. We have the blood, water, and plasma flowing through our body. We have cerebral spinal fluid that surround our brains, amniotic that holding the brains and covering our nervous system. And we have water in the cells. That is water around our organs. And the water in our fascia, that literally water system of the network that is connected. It's all connected to our organs. It's so amazing when I feel into this. Water carries charges, and that charge is nourished by sunlight. And so all of these are photosynthesis that the body has, as it is the interaction and communicating between the sunlight and the water. This is incredible. When lightning hits the water and these amazing purifications activates the water, and these actually replace all of these pesticides in the well. Activate water with plasma through lightning and replace all the pesticide and fertilizer. Now the water is potentiated with life force. This is the magic of plasma activated water. We are radiated by all sorts of plasma. For example, solar plasma, that's the plasma radiating from the sun. Aurora borealis is the lightning plasma that is radiating to the well. All of these activating all the plasma molecules in the planet. Now, I invite you to see the ocean water, to see the planet water, and also your inner body water. How aliveness of this life force energy, and it is all in our body, through our body. So when the plasma is activating within the ocean, and that is like the cerebral spinal fluid pocket of fluid in our brain, planetary cerebral consciousness energy. This is the subconscious. And when water is changing, evaporating, and moving around the planet, and the cloud as well,
and being activated by these. And human, with every breath that you breathe in and breathe out, the animals inhaling and exhaling with this new code by inhaling and exhaling every human being body. That is how human being slowly being awakened right now. When I was in Mount Tambourine in Gold Coast, I fell into the land. The trees, the water were asleep and being poisoned. And I could only feel into the mountain. In fact, the mountain has been calling me to come to clear and purify the water there. As the land was from 1800 as a mining place of the area, and also a lot of activity in the land, on the land, even though now it is a tourist area. I fell into many trapped souls and sleeping elements. I then cleared, purified, and encoded the frequency through clear crystals, and I heard the water awaken immediately. The fairies were definitely helping along the way. The next day, the mountain and the sun were the most soothing brightness I have ever felt. Feeling into all the elementals' consciousness in highest and the purest frequencies that I ever experienced in my body. It is the most euphoric experience that I have ever experienced. This journey experience was incredible. When our body is toxic, we don't feel so good. We feel sleepy, chronic fatigue, brain fogs. These are all the ailments that our body experiencing toxicity. Now, imagine how much planet Earth is experiencing chemical warfare. I'm here to share it doesn't matter how much chemical human beings pour into the oceans, as they do as much as they can. The power of nature, the power of source, nothing coming close to that. As we are gathering here and remembering, understanding, the higher understanding of the event, of the life, even the unconscious one forgotten. But our body remembers, we remember in our body. Now in this module, we will experience this miracle magic. When the water has consciousness activating it, it has plasma. It becomes this plasma. When I feel into the plasma, it feels like water quality as the way it flows. Interconnected as housed in or in-house consciousness. Plasma exists in all universes. If you look at plasma images, it looks like fascia in the body. Fascia is thin layer of tissue and primary water protein, and minerals, but primarily is water. The living fascia is tightly connected to our organ. All cells, all part of your body is connected through your fascia. This is how connecting and communication throughout our body. It may feel like a nervous system or electrical system in our body. I would like you to imagine so that we are in the quantum field. And this fascia is communicating to each other as part of giving and receiving information. This means that the information is not moving from one place to another places in the universe. Everything is already contained in one system. So it is not communicating from one part of the body to another part of the body. Just being aware that the whole thing and being able to pull out of itself within the totality instantaneously. This plasma is connecting to the universal body. As this aurora plasma body is connected to the universe, it reminds us that we are connecting to the universe and connected through the plasma consciousness. And this is how quantum healing works. It is like when we are meditating and we tune into plasma field where everything exists, where everything can access itself instantaneously. This is a very powerful awareness. As our body is microcosmic of that, as we can access anything, everywhere, anywhere in the universe, as we can especially do that inside of our own body. This is the frequency of awareness. Now close our eyes, where we leave our thoughts and we simply become aware. As we becoming into awareness, we are using our breath. Inhale and exhale, in and out of your nose, and feel the air that is moving in and out of our nostrils. The only mind task that you have is feeling the cold air inhale through your nostrils and warm air exhale out of your nostril. As you invite your brain comes into the pure state of your body, instead of feeling into your bone, your flesh in your body, feel into your body as the field of light and energy. Instead of feeling your body that is pained or tension, sense part of your body has opened, brilliant water. Another part of your body has frozen, tight and contracted water. And then also knowing the direction, relationship of your mind and your consciousness. And all the water in here, in your body, In these sparks of the soul of awareness is a lightning. It pinpoints of pure source light consciousness that is able to transform and shift the quanta of light and water molecules in your body instantaneously with just a thought. And realize that the pure light is love itself, such pure, immaculate, unconditional love. This pulsating in such immense voltage throughout the universe, cosmic, that give life to form and everything. As we are sensing how that consciousness want to flow through you, through your body, and how if any place that is previously blocked, just by bringing the awareness there and intending with that sparks of source light to dissolve, shift, and move and activate that water inside our being, that healing and transformations happen instantaneously. And we are working with the elemental memory, with the components of the water. When the water remembers what it is like to be home, what it is like in union with all water that is in the universe, as this the time that we forgotten. It is like the ancient water timeline in your water, and it is for water to remember. Feels like to be home, reunion with the fabric of all that is. In this space, there is so much power to move out deep trauma, and very quick. And the key is to not to identify with the pain, not identify the victimizations and the stories. Staying in this union frequency of these divine sparks of the higher consciousness. Allow it to come in and meet and perceive the body, but not falling into identify as this is me, but meeting with pain in compassion and allowing the divine love to alchemize that in very powerful. That is a very powerful way. It is an accelerated way. Allow our consciousness to meet our pain body and immediately allowing the pain to transform and liberate back into unified plasma consciousness. And here we realize that the pain and the trauma are the memories inside the water, frozen in the water. And that is all. It is the blood in fascia in our solar system. So that is awareness. And it is not that scary. We then spark these memories inside the water frozen with the trauma. What we are doing is to spark the remembrance, how it feels like to be in the pure water reunion with all parts of itself, all parts of ourselves. And it is easy for the water to remember that as is exist millions of years of this cosmic unified of pure love, and it only being the longest time. And for us, this time on earth time and past life, it is easy for water to liberate it. And this is a deep feminine medicine that for whatever frozen in our body transform into liquid light. And the plasma unity consciousness that we are tapping into, that is one cosmic body, that is the mother who embodies all things held in the womb water. And that is the same water plasma that flows through each one of us. With this awareness, you are moving through a lot quickly. And the key is to allow the water to witness, to release, to come back, and to know, not identify what it is to be cleared. Just focusing on the frequency of the plasma water, allowing that to bring all our water in our body back into union. Allowing all bodies of water holding onto trauma and negative memories, pain, and allow the plasma and the lightning of your soul light, allow them to release into union. The living water in the human body, having human experience itself as a water being. Our role in this lifetime is to purify and allow the frozen water or plasma to heal into oneness. In the Mount Tumbling trip, that is how my body of water, and that is like feminine, and the energetic of the mountain, feeling into the masculine, comes into union as coming into oneness. Water is conscious and conduit of your own awareness. We see people in pockets of water. Someone is asleep or sick. This is just water that is frozen. And in amnesia, water has so much compassion, as it will bring all parts of ourselves back home into remembrance. And this is the frequency of unity consciousness. If you still have tension or pain in your body, go back to the sparks of source light consciousness and literally like lightning, it the place where the water frozen and feel that water comes back to life and breathe. As you continue to explore this, your body may want to move to sound or tone that the water may want you to move through, as the water consciousness will lead you to the process of fully release, unfreezing the memories. And take a nice, deep, long breath. Give yourself a soft hug and drink some water and feel containment to the water inside our body. A molecule is sacred. Every drop is so innocent and divine. Taking a couple more breaths, and this is the space where you come back again and again and self-healing and spend as long as you like and melt into the elements and expansions of the remembrance. And this is truly profound. Now take a time and share your heart with me.
I hope all of you still awake. When you're ready, just open your eyes and coming back to the room. Mhm. My tummy. My tummy. How are you all feeling? How's the experience? I know it's a long one. Does anyone would like to share anything?
I don't have much to share, but I want to say that I feel kind of nurtured, and it was soothing, but yet I was not able to be like fully there, because at some point I went into my other state, where I still received, I know, but I was thinking maybe I will re-listen again. But yeah, it was interesting experience, and I think that a lot has come up, and yeah, it's interesting that it's yeah, it's kind of like the harmonized feeling is there. So thank you for the experience, and I will be grateful if you share the link so that we can re-listen again as well. Thank you.
Yeah, mine is even shorter. Yeah, because you know me, I receive my way, and this is usually whoop. So yeah. Yeah, it was like it was me drifting off and coming away. It was always in the waves, drifting off, coming away, you know? And then I heard you again. No, no, no. It was like, yeah, it was really like for weaving. It was like that. Yeah, so I'm happy to have this integrated, and then yeah, maybe I can share something. That was just, yeah, just relaxing and nice, and yeah,
You relax.
peaceful. Thank you.
I could feel that Car's already snoring. So because it's like, I think about 2 o'clock over there, 2 a.m. So yeah. So I'm not sure whether he is coming back. You want to ask Carl back?
He's going directly into integration state. Maybe he draws you pictures. Yeah. As I say, he's in probably went into integration state, and then he will put all of that into nice painting afterwards.
All right. Okay, then we just will not disturb him then. So we're just gonna go into a close. Do you have anything to share before we close? No? How do you like this sacral session? Sacral sharing. I hope that you enjoy the session as much that I had. Yeah. Thank you so much for all.
Definitely.
For your heart sharing, and I'll see you the next 2 weeks going to be that solar plexus, the third energy center. All right, thank you so much. My energy come back to me and yours go back to you. Okay. Bye.